City of Stevens Point Public Policy and General Government Meeting, recorded August 9, 2021.
All right, I have 6 o'clock. Before we call the meetings to order, I just want to remind everybody that we are still, as we've been doing for the past 20 months, following CDC guidelines. CDC now recommends that everyone in public spaces wear a mask. We have some masks and sanitizing wipes at the entrance, and I will now turn it over to Chair Leek for our first meeting.
Okay, hereby call the Public Policy and General Government meeting to order. Clerk Yentner, would you please call the roll?
Leek.
Right here.
Jennings.
Here.
Kiemer.
Here.
Kneebone.
Here.
Fischler.
Here.
Okay, thank you. First up is the license list. There's only one. There's a temporary extension of the premises, 212 Fitness, 3217 John Jonas Drive. It's for August 28th, 2021. I guess I'll entertain a motion.
Alder Fischler, I'll move approval for the temporary extension of premises for 212 Fitness beginning August 28th, 2021.
Do you have a second?
Alder Kiemer, I'll second.
Okay, any discussion from, or questions from the committee, or from the committee? Anything from the public? Any questions from the public? And are there any concerns from the police department?
No
concerns. Okay.
212
Okay.
Fitness is just joining.
Oh, who's just joining?
212 Fitness.
Oh, okay, should we?
I would assume they're only here in case there are questions.
Okay,
But if you'd like to wait, you can certainly do that.
okay. Are they online yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Hmm.
212 Fitness, do you hear us?
They will not. Mr. Chairman, I would suggest
Yeah.
that there are no issues, so I would
Yeah, I think it's correct.
call the vote.
Okay. All those in favor, we have the motion on the table. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, you do have 212 Fitness who has now connected. I don't know who connected from 212. The motion for your temporary extension of premise was just approved at committee. Did you have anything you needed to add?
Oh, no, this is Caitlin, and I just wanted to pop on to make sure that I could answer any questions.
Thank you, Caitlin. We're all covered. It will go to consideration at council next Monday at 7 p.m. sharp.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think I didn't call for abstentions, but I think we're good. Okay. Next up is the requests to hold events, street closings. There is the Point Oberfest and Blubber Run on September 18th. This is a recurring event. There's the Give and Live Better 5K Fun Run Walk on August 28th, 2021. This is new. And C is 5th Annual Purple Ribbon Walk on October 1st, 2021. It's the 5th annual, so it's recurring. I would entertain we can take these together, I believe. So I will entertain a motion for these 3 events / street closings.
Alder Fischler, I'll move approval for the event street closings for Pointtoberfest and Blubber Run, September 18th, 2021, Give and Live Better 5K Fun Run Walk on August 28th, 2021, and the 5th Annual Purple Ribbon Walk on October 1st, 2021.
I'll second. Kneebone.
Alderman Kneebone seconds. Do you have any discussion or questions from the committee?
I just had a clarifying question on the location for the festival after the Pointtoberfest. Is there someone from
Point
that event?
Oberfest.
Yep. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was imagining it to be in the grassy field area, but I was confused on the map. It had railroad tracks bordered to the north. So I guess
Julia, I need you to come up to the podium, please, before you respond.
So, yeah, the actual event takes place just right across the street.
Okay.
So there is nothing on the side of the brewery. It's the same location that it's been every year for, I don't know, 10, 15 years that we've had it. So everything, and the railroad tracks, it's not really railroad tracks. I think they're
Okay.
like a not functioning railroad tracks that just border that. So yeah, they're not functioning railroad tracks or anything like that. It's just kind of a mark that we use.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay,
Anything else?
thank you.
Thank you, yeah. Okay, any other questions from the committee or issues from the committee? Police department, any issues?
No issues, just a new event, given with the 5K, we've been in communication.
You have been in communication, oh, yes.
We've been in communication with the new event. This is all on private property. They didn't request law enforcement assistance or auxiliary, but we did reach out to them if they need any assistance with traffic control. Majority of it's all off-roadway anyways. There's just a couple intersections, but no issues. We just reached out if they need some assistance in the future.
Thank you. Oh, any issues or comments from the public?
I'm the coordinator of the Purple Ribbon Walk. My name is Gail Zalewski, and we coordinate this walk with other Purple Ribbon Walks in the state. And I'd like to request a date change from the October 1st, which is a Friday, to October 4th on Monday, so that we can hold the walk in conjunction with the other walks being held throughout the state.
Okay, is that something we can just add on right now? No.
We have to amend.
So
You
it
have
would be an
the-
amendment,
You have,
an
yeah,
Yeah,
amendment
just
to
as an
the
amendment,
motion.
okay, yeah.
but you would have the ability to add an amendment. However, with the date change and staff not aware of this, I would ask if any of the staff have concerns that they may need to reevaluate now that it's on a Monday instead of a Friday. That may change things.
It's a walk around the courthouse.
Director Konoski or any, or yeah, PD, any, or Chief Zenner, anything we want to ask about this?
No issues from the
Okay.
We worked with them in the past.
Mr. Konoski, any issues from your side or any other staff who may be here? Okay. Well, I guess I'd entertain an amendment then.
Okay, I'll make an amendment to the 5th Annual Purple Ribbon Walk on October 1st, 2021, changing that event date to October 4th, 2021.
Alder Keemer, I'll second.
Okay.
Chairman,
Yes.
now you have a procedural thing that you have to follow. You have to vote on the amendment first,
Right.
and then re-vote, or not re-vote, but the next vote then
Okay.
will be on the street closings as amended.
Okay, so if we want to accept things, we have to vote down the first.
Geez. Was, I hate it when stuff like this happens. So we've got, no, because we didn't vote on the first.
We haven't voted yet.
Yeah, you haven't voted yet, so you have a resolution, or not a resolution, a motion to approve. Now you have a motion to amend.
Right.
The motion to amend must be acted on first.
Then we can vote on, yeah.
Then you
right.
can vote on the motion as amended.
Right.
So you'll have two votes. One will be the date change.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, you're able to take everything together, including the date change.
Right.
Because you already have a motion and a second on the floor.
Right.
Make sense?
So we're voting on the amendment.
Correct.
Okay. So all those in favor of amending the Part C to the October 4th, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Alder Jennings, was that an aye? I had said opposed just before that.
That-
It was an aye. Thank
That was
you,
an aye,
sir.
okay. Any opposed? Abstentions? Okay, amendment is accepted. Now we'll move on to the motion. All those in favor of accepting these events and/or street closings signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
Well done.
Unanimous, thank you. Okay, fourth on the agenda is a discussion and consideration of an updated public participation plan for community development block grant funding. Director Kronofsky, you'd like to, no, this is just consideration, so we can go straight to comments, I believe.
Well, just in general, the city
This will be
council
background. Okay.
may recall that a few months ago, we held a public hearing on a community development block grant for the acquisition, or to assist the developer of the convent for acquisition of the convent. And so through that process, we had put everything together, submitted it to the DOA, which is the administrator of those funds, and they kicked back, and the city had to address 3 items. One of which being updating our citizen participation plan, which is before you. The original citizen participation plan was adopted in 2009 as part of the mall redevelopment project. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes to this funding specifically since 2009. So the updated participation plan has been reviewed by DOA as consistent with their standards. And really the only major change is establishing a committee essentially to review and hold public hearings and address complaints, as opposed to the 2009 version, which that was more or less the council. So the whole purpose is to create a more diverse group to review these types of issues as it relates to fair housing, things of that nature. So would recommend approval as presented.
Okay. In that case, I think we need to move on to the motion for discussion. So I would entertain a motion for the updated public participation plan for community development block grant funding, and this does involve establishing a new commission. So, is what I got from the documentation from we heard here. So, maybe it's important to put the citizen participation part out there first. That is, City of Stevens Point shall establish a committee composed of persons representative of the City of Stevens Point demographics, include at least one LMI person. The committee members should also include representatives from the local government, real estate, banking, and labor communities whenever possible. This committee shall assume responsibility for coordinating all required elements of the citizen participation plan. Committee members must be residents of the City of Stevens Point. So,
Director, you want to reference that committee?
oh, yes.
Yeah, I should have clarified. We already have an existing committee under the Fair Housing Committee.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
so-
It's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's the committee that is already established that will help with the citizen participation plan.
I see.
Yep.
I see. And that'll conform to what we have here.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Sorry for that misunderstanding then. Okay, well then, I would entertain a motion for this.
Alder Keemer, I'll move to approve the updated public participation plan for the community development block grant funding.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it. Alder Fischler.
Okay, any discussion?
I do have one question. How is this committee a little bit different from the Housing Task Force? Just for clarification.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. The Housing Task Force is an advisory committee essentially to the council, and it has an end date. So essentially by December of 2022, the policy recommendations will be presented to the council, and then ultimately that task force will dissolve. Whereas the Fair Housing Committee or Commission already exists and will continue to exist in perpetuity.
Okay. Do they work in conjunction with one another at all, or is there any
Not
overlap?
necessarily. So we'll be with the Housing Task Force working with the Housing Authority, which is a separate entity outside like the Common Council and the city itself. But will be assigned, as the participation plan says, you know, you'll have a diverse group that already exists within that. They don't meet a whole lot, maybe once a year if we're lucky, because we don't have a lot of issues with it. I mean, I can't remember the last time we met, but we already have something in place. And this is really just for purposes of implementing the community development block grant. You know, at some point in the near future, after it's been implemented, there'll be another public hearing, and that committee will actually be the committee that will review and host the public hearing and make sure that the funds were properly allocated and hear any complaints that the public may have as it relates to that specific funding.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Okay. Any other discussion or questions? Any questions from the community? In that case, let's vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes. And with our agenda exhausted, we are adjourned.
Videos of these meetings are available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.